If-then logic is a pretty basic concept that can be a bit of a challenge for a new Trisk user. When a particular condition is satisfied, another action occurs. What this means in Trisk is that you can automatically launch a form to a user based on a response by another user to a question in a different form. This video explains how to embed if-then connect logic into your forms within a workflow. There are two requirements. First, a form with the if conditions must be attached to a workflow. Secondly, the workflow must contain a stage into which the conditional forms are launched. Other than these two requirements, setting up individual if-then connections happens solely in the if condition form. So let's demonstrate. So we're going to start by going to our studio, our forms, and we're going to create the if-then forms. Okay, so let's create the if form, which will contain a question. Excuse me. If yes, then launch the then form. Okay. And we have yes, no. We're going to put that in the section and we're going to submit it. Okay. So we've got our condition and we're going to submit that form. You can go back later and change it, add as much as you want, but that's the starting point. Now we're going to create the then form. And this is just an action form, so we don't really even need anything in it right now. So I'm just going to create a blank form. Okay. Now let's go to our workflow and create an if-then workflow. So if-then workflow. Okay. And our first stage, as I said earlier, is got to have the if condition. Okay. So we have to have a place to connect that if form. So we're going to fill form, and we're going to go find that form. And we're going to add it to the workflow. Okay. Now I'm going to quickly just move through the other variables here, which are going to depend on your business. Well, these are just placeholders. Okay, we've completed the if step. Now we need to add the then stage. And again, this is where the conditional form is going to reside. So we're going to have fill form, but we can't add it manually because we want it to be conditional. So there's no further we can go at this point in time. So this is where we have to go back to the forms, find our if form. And you'll see since it's been submitted, it's locked. We can't make changes to it other than the if conditions. So we're going to click on this gear here and we're going to add a rule, which is our if then. If the answer is yes, we want to launch the then form. It's going to be the latest version and we're going to put it in the then stage and we're going to save. Okay. So now, if you look at the form, you can see the logic here and we're ready to go. We go back to our workflow. And you can see that the form now, so we're in the then stage, we click on this, we click on the forms, we can see it's then added conditionally. So you can then move on, like we did before, and figure out who your assignees are, your due dates, your communications, your buttons, and we're going to save the form. So you have now finished. You have an active form that's ready to be submitted. Now it's ready to go. Your forms are ready to go, and you're done. You've created if-then logic in a form. So I hope that helps. Thanks.